Hi friends, welcome to episode 92 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha and you can find me anywhere online as Nadir Tani. I am coming to you today from my home in Central Florida, and today is Thursday, August 15th. If you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thanks for coming and hanging out this week. Let's just jump into admin. I don't know. My brain's a little meh. I've had a couple days. I'm not gonna call them like down days. Just not as up as I would like to be. Yeah. I'm okay. You just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, right? One foot in front of the other. But anyway, back to the matter at hand, the craftiness and the admin. So, we are coming up on my third Podiversary. That is, the Quirky Monday Craftcast will be 3 years old on September 1st. I'm really excited about this because when I first started, it was kind of just like, let me just try this thing. I was watching other people put out these videos and stuff talking about their crafting, and it just seemed like a fun thing to do. And it has been fun. It has been really cool to be able to interact with you guys and to have a community of people who are into the same things that I'm into. So like whenever we talk or anything like that, I can be like, I know that you get what I'm talking about, and I really like that because I don't really have any fibery people in my immediate circle. Like, I am the fiber one. But I have been lucky enough to meet some other knitters and crocheters in my local area, like Jennifer of Yarn Tripping. We are, fingers crossed, going to be getting together soonly to sit and knit, crochet, make, whatever. We're gonna cross all the fingers. Yes, but it's been a fun ride, and I'm excited to keep it going. Tootie, stay in the back. She just looks like she's plotting her escape. Both of the dogs are outside with me. Kiva's sitting nicely under a tree. Tootie's looking like she's about to be a runaway. Anyway, so yeah, we're coming up on 3 years. That's exciting. So in light of coming up on 3 years, I am going to be hosting a giveaway. And I will tell you more about that later. So you gotta stay tuned. Anywho, I don't think there's anything else in admin. The doggos. Kiva's standing in this light. She's like glowing with the light of the sun. Kiva, you're like a little doggy angel. You're not even listening to me. Tootie, I don't know what you're eating, but I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be eating it. She's like in the bushes chewing. That could end badly. Hi, Kiva. Hi. Hey, Booker. Hey, Boo. You enjoying that little sunspot? Oh. You gonna come over here? You wanna get on my lap? Or you're just gonna sit next to me? Oh, she's just gonna sit next to me. You're a good girl. Yes, Tootie is a good girl too. When she wants to be. Sometimes you're a little dirt fairy. Like now, when you went rolling in God knows what over there. I have a finished object. And I'm gonna hold them far away from the camera because one of them is black. And you saw the color of my dog. Oh, and now it's got nature smuts on it, and dog smuts, and an ant. Florida! These are a pair of socks. So, Claudia of Crochet Luna and Clarissa Beth of Crochet Cakes have been hosting a summer romance cal, and the theme for this year was When Opposites Attract. At the beginning of this cal, I think it started in like June, I was like, oh, I'm gonna, come up with this shawl design. It's gonna be based off of Zaylee and Inan from Children of Bone and Blood, Children of Blood and Bone. Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adeyemi. And as you can see, this is not a shawl. I had grand plans and then lost steam, and then I was like, you know what, Kalisha, I really want to participate in this this make along, so we're gonna do something with these colors. So house socks it is. And I decided to go with house socks, one, because they're fast and I was running out of time, two, because my husband Lamar told me I need some house shoes, and as somebody who makes all the things, I didn't want to buy house shoes when I could just knit really thick socks, right? Am I right? Anywho, so I finished these literally 30 minutes ago, maybe an hour ago. But yes, so let's talk about the colors. Airplane. This is my, oh, you just gonna get louder? That's fine. This is my Zaylee sock. So Zaylee is one of the main characters in the book, and each one of these socks I decided to pull out colors that were very obviously tied to the character. So the cuff color here is like a sparkly gray. You can't see the sparkle at all, but believe me, there's sparkle in it. So this is silver for her eyes. This white is for her hair color, and the black is the color of her magic. If you read the book, you will know the significance of particularly the hair color. Zaylee is what is known as a diviner, and diviners are obviously set apart by their hair color because they all have white hair. Yeah, and depending on what type of magic the diviner has, dictates what color that magic what color that magic has physically when it is used. Hers is black. Zaylee is a reaper. This is my sock for Inan. Inan has amber eyes, which is mentioned a couple times in the book. This color here represents his hair, which is a mix of black and white, and his magic is blue. He is a connector. I wanted to, I haven't searched this yet, but I'm pretty sure it's out there because why wouldn't it be? But I want to take one of those internet quizzes and see what Magi would I be, I think there's 9 different clans. So yeah, I think I want to take that. I feel like I want to be a tider, and they're the ones who control water. So, right? So yeah, I need to Google that and see if I can find a test for what Magi clan would I be a part of. I'm going to do that. If I find it, I'm going to put my results right here on the screen. And I will link it down below, so if you read the book and want to see what clan you will be a part of. you can do that. So yeah, they're all done. They do fit. This is definitely a testament to all acrylic yarns, like all worsted weight acrylic yarns are not made the same. Because all of these yarns that I made, everything was from Stash. They're all classed as a number 4 worsted weight 100% acrylic yarn, right? The only one that's not technically 100% acrylic is this one because it's got the glitter in it, but other than that, they're all classed the same. They are not the same size. So this entire sock is way smaller than this one. Let me take them off of the blocker so you can see exactly how much bigger the black sock is than the blue sock, because it's comical. It looks like I knit a completely different size. Like, oh, don't hold it on your hair. Look at that. And then look at the heel. Although I kind of feel like the heel on this one, I must have missed some rows or something because it's really small. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip it out and knit an afterthought heel, because this is just a short row wrap and turn heel that, you know, you knit as you go. So this is going to be like a mending situation that I've never done before. The plan is going to be to pick up these stitches along the bottom of the foot and then along the back of the leg, rip out this heel, and then knit an afterthought heel. Pray church, this could end poorly. And if it ends poorly, then I will just knit another one of these socks. Totally. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah. So that's my only finished object. When I realized how much bigger the black sock is than the blue sock, I was like, man, at first I was a little bit irritated. But then I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like, if you read the book, Zaylee is a lot more confident in her magic than Inan is. So I was kind of like, she's like bigger and older in the knowledge of magic than Inan is. So it will make sense that her sock is bigger. Look at me justify these things. But I took the pictures of the socks. I made a Ravelry project page. I posted in the finished objects thread. I got in there right under the wire. I think the cowl ends on the 17th and today is the 15th. Boom. I'm gonna go let the dogs inside because Tootie is sitting by the door looking so pitiful. She only want to be outside when she want to be outside. All right, so that is everything for my finished objects. I'm drinking some sort of fruity tea. I don't remember what it is. I actually forgot that I made this because I just like filled this up with water, threw 2 tea bags in and put it in the refrigerator and promptly forgot about it. So this has been steeping for like a few days, probably a week. But I put some sugar in it and it kind of tastes like lip gloss. I don't know how I feel about this. But it's cool and it's hot out here. So I'm just gonna drink my lip gloss tea. I have an old finished object that I want to show you guys. It's actually the hat that I was wearing in the last episode. Someone asked me about the hat, so I decided to show it to you guys. This is a pattern that I wrote. It is called the Braiding Party Beanie. This is actually the second one I did. This is the first one. I lined it. It was my mom's, and when we were up there recently, I stole it, so that I could take pictures of it for the pattern. So this is the braiding party beanie. It is written to be a fitted beanie, which is this one, or a slouchy beanie, which is this one. Now, this particular one, sadly, is too small for my hair now. Like last week when I had all of my hair shoved in it, it was like holding on within an inch of its little life. So I will be knitting another one of these for myself. But it's called the braiding party because it has a couple different types of braided cables. And yeah, that is what this is, or that's what these are. Sorry, the lining is just chilling. I have this pattern all written up. Like I said, I want to make another one that actually fits my hair so that I can look sensible in the pictures when I take them. But this pattern is going to be a part of a collection that I have had rolling around in my mind for probably a year now. The collection is going to be called For the Culture, and I want it to be, I haven't decided if it's going to be 3 or 4 patterns yet, but each one of the patterns is going to be inspired by a particular experience in Black culture, Black African American culture. So the braiding party hat is inspired by braiding parties, which essentially is when a person who has like long braids, has gotten their hair done with long braids or whatever, and it's time to take their braids down, like unbraid all of it. Because that sucks to do by yourself, you have a braiding party. And you get like your girlfriends or whatever together, you like put on a movie, or you sit and talk, and everyone sits around the braidee and helps to unbraid their hair. One of the things that I find really beautiful about the Black community is how we tend to come together around certain things. Like when you're getting your hair done, there's so much wisdom and experience and interaction that happens in those conversations when you're just sitting there getting your hair done. I remember being young and going to the hair salon to get my hair permed, and just hearing the older ladies talk about relationships and work experiences and what's going on in their lives, just having that chatter. It's something really interesting that happens, and I really wanted to like pay homage to that thing, you know? So the braiding party hat is one of the patterns in my For the Culture collection. I want, and I haven't like settled on this particular design, but I am going to be designing a shawl based off of soul food. And I am so excited for this. So I want the foods I wanted to use, and this is going to be like so abstract, going from like the food to a shawl, but y'all, I'm just so excited about this idea. But the foods that I want to use as inspiration for this shawl are cornbread, black-eyed peas, and collard greens. Yes, those are the 3 like main ones that I want to like draw inspiration from for this shawl. Cornbread, black-eyed peas, and collard greens. Fun fact, I do not like black-eyed peas. Like, I don't. They're weird. But my mom used to make them when I was little, so you know, you eat what's put in front of you. But grown up Kalisha, I'm not gonna eat those. That's fine. Don't even put it on my plate. We're good. I will take the cornbread. I will take a good helping of the collard greens, you know. But those black-eyed peas, not so much. Black-eyed peas, lima beans, butter beans, I'm not about it. Yeah. So yes, that's going to be another pattern in my For the Culture collection. And I want either one or two more patterns, and I haven't, like, I want them to pull from like those quintessential experiences, like as an African American Black person. I'm thinking about using double Dutch because growing up, like, that was the game. Like, all of the girls jumped double Dutch except for me. I never learned how to jump double Dutch. Who am I? But I never learned how to jump double Dutch. My dad tried. He did not try to teach me. He said he was going to teach me. He did not. Shame on him. I remember working in a school, and the kids in the school were trying to teach me how to jump double Dutch. It was just not working. I don't know. I just couldn't get it together. I couldn't get my feet together to jump double Dutch. I will jump a mean single rope, though. Yes, I will jump in and out of that single rope. I got you with one. The minute you throw that second one in, can't do it. I can turn. Can't jump. But yeah, I'm thinking about using double Dutch as an inspiration point. Yeah, so it's a project that I'm really passionate about because I'm pulling from a lot of my own experiences as like a young Black girl. And it's something that I want to share specifically in this community, especially as we've been having these conversations about diversity and inclusion and learning about other people. I think that telling the stories of my experiences with these particular aspects of Black culture will just be a nice way to share that Blackness in this space. So yeah, braiding party hat. This is the first completed item for my for the Culture collection. So send me all of your good vibes in getting these things designed and put together, and I'm just really excited about this project. There's no timeline on this yet, so now, works in progress. I am so proud of myself, guys. Like, I cannot. I feel like you guys, I should not like go crazy proud Kalisha 2 episodes in a row, but it's happening. I just can't prance around in this yet. But in this bag is the majority of my yoke for the Hogwarts A History sweater. So last week I was talking about, Hogwarts A History is a pattern by Regan, who is Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Yes, she designed this pattern. It's a Harry Potter inspired pattern, obviously. Hogwarts A History, who else would it be? I'm doing mine in black and gold because I am a Hufflepuff. And last week I was talking about how I was super nervous about doing the color work and just kind of like nervous about the project. So of course, what you do when you're nervous about a project, just jump in and do it. Just both feet, we're in here, we're knitting it, we're in there like swimwear. That was me. And I think, like, I'm still having some tension issues. The first chart, the tension was definitely too tight. The second and third charts, I got a little bit better. The fourth chart, I'm having a little bit more tension issues. I don't know what's going on there, but let me show you. I feel like this needs a theme song. Ugh. Oh, everything is tangled. Help. I need an adult. Help. Look at, oh, how about we not accidentally pull everything off these needles? How about that? That would be terrible. I would cry. I would cry real tears. I can't even show this to you properly. There we go. I'm deliriously excited. All right, so the first chart here is her chapter stars, and you can see like how that's puckering in quite a bit. The second one is an hourglass with the lightning bolt, and the third is Harry's glasses. The fourth is going to be the Deathly Hallows. Yeah, and then after the fourth chart, I'm gonna split for the sleeves. I'm doing mine short sleeved because Florida. And this is what I want it to look like. Oh, that's what I want it to look like. So after I do the Deathly Hallows, I'm gonna put the sleeves on holders, knit the body, and then go back and do little tiny sleeves, probably like maybe this long, a little bit shorter than this I think, because Florida. Anyway, the yarn that I'm using is, why am I even trying to remember, because I have the tags in here, because I actually put everything in my bag. It is Loops and Threads Woolike in the black and gold, black and golden yellow colorways. This yarn is, this yarn is 85% acrylic and 15% nylon. And they give you a bazillion yards, for real. There's my colors. It's got like 600 and something yards in it. So yeah, let me put this back in so that I don't screw something up. I am really, really proud of this, guys. And I think what really kept me going, or like not necessarily kept me going, because what I found with color work is when you're working the charts, since so far none of them have been longer than 20 stitches, like for the chart repeat, I'm able to, like, you get into a rhythm, like this is what I'm doing. And I put stitch markers every however many stitches are in that particular chart. I put a marker, and then I would work like that rhythm. And it doesn't, by doing it that way and just repeating like that same short amount of stitches, you don't really think about how many stitches you're knitting. I think right now I'm up close to 400 stitches on this yoke, and when I thought about that last night, I was like, that's ridiculous. But luckily for me, that's as big as it gets, and then I will be onto the body. So yeah, let me see. What have I learned with color work? So this is how I've been holding my yarn when knitting the color work. Like, I have to get my little yarn set up on my fingers before I can start working. But that is how I'm holding. So this is my main color here, and then my contrast color is the black, obviously. I am holding both of them on my left hand, continental style, and picking each color. I watched Kristen of Voolenvine. She has a Continental Colorwork video, like showing how she does hers. and she tensions hers a bit differently. I tried doing her tensioning method, but it didn't work for me. This is actually how I tension my yarn regularly. So I'm just running 2 strands through my hands as normal, and then dropping one of the loops. Like, this is my normal type of knitting situation. I just dropped the second loop with that one so that I have them separately. And what I have been doing is making sure that my contrast color is always closer to my hand. Somebody on Instagram mentioned where the yarn should be held if you want it to pop. I don't remember. I have just been holding it this way the whole time. Like, I'm not changing it. Whenever I have to readjust or I put it down and pick it up, I make sure that I always have my main color close to the tip of my finger, the contrast color close to my hand, and I knit like that. I have not been catching any floats except for in chart C. Yeah, in chart C, this is A, B, C. So chart C, there's a span where there's I think 6 or 7 stitches of one color, and I caught the float in between those stitches. And at first, when I first like way back when I was looking at color work and being scared of it, I thought like catching a float was a big deal and you had to do something fancy. But the thing that I picked up from Kristen's video was how she caught her floats, which made it so simple. So I didn't even have to like rearrange my fingers or anything to catch the floats. You just pick up the yarn a different way. So I really put these little end thingamabobs on really tight. All right, so let's see if I can show you how to do this. So if I'm knitting it normal, nope, can't see that. This is gonna be like the most awkward thing ever. It's probably not gonna help anybody, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So to knit it normally, if I'm knitting the main color, I just go pick up the main color. If I'm knitting the contrast color, I go pick up the contrast color. If I need to catch the contrast color, I go under it, pick up the main color, and pull that through. And then the contrast color is laying on top of the main color. And then as I knit along with that main color, it is caught. You probably couldn't see that at all, but hopefully my words and the little bit you could see was helpful. So yeah, I didn't have to do much catching of any floats throughout the rest of the charts. I probably could have done in this area up here, but this whole section is kind of a wash with the tension and everything. Like, you can see that pulling, but I'm gonna steam it, I'm gonna play around with it when it's done, and I'm going to wear this proudly. The Deathly Hollows chart, I think, does have some longer spans, so I probably will be catching more floats there, which is good because then I'll get the practice of doing that. And yeah, and then it's just gonna be yellow body, little tiny sleeves, and black ribbing. I think in my drawing I had the neck ribbing as black, but obviously I don't pay attention to the things that I write down, so I might just go ahead and do the ribbing in yellow as well, or in gold. But yeah, I am so proud. Just call me an elephant eater. Just one stitch at a time, finishing each chart. Like, when I tell you guys, every time I finish a chart and I look back and I see like the picture, I am so excited that I was able to do that. Really, really cool. So, do recommend the pattern. There's a huge number of sizes. I don't even know how many, but it's a lot of them. And I'm knitting, I think, the 3rd size. Like, I'm knitting the 3rd size. So it's good for teeny tiny people, and then it's good for people who are bigger than me. Meg also just released her Halloween one. I'm not big on Halloween, me personally, but she released one. I think it's called Halloween Heart. I think there's a storm of brewing. We're gonna hurry up. But I think it's called Halloween Heart. She just released it. So definitely go check that out, because I know a whole bunch of people are like big Halloween people. Go ahead and check her out. But yeah, that is the only thing I think that I have in works in progress, because that's the only thing I was working on, because I was low-key scared. I didn't pick up my Brothers Not Twin socks, which is a pattern by Diane Ugo. I am still, I think, on the leg. I have not made it to the heel yet. And I haven't picked that up because I was trying to get through this yoke, which I think I'm just going to keep working only on the Hogwarts sweater until the yoke is done and I get on like just the regular knitting, and then I'll bring back the other projects, you know, into active status. But I just wanted to focus on that. So thank you so much for all of your like encouraging messages that you put last week for me tackling my first adult sweater, my first colorwork sweater, my first fingering weight sweater. Just do it all at one time, right? And if you left me comments on Instagram as I'm like going along and showing progress on it, thank you so much for encouraging me over there and like giving me your tips and knowledge and stuff like that. Like, thank you. Yeah. So we will go on into maker plans / stash positions, because as usual, my maker plans do traipse over into the stash position section. So we got a little crinkling. Crinkle, 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 crinkling, crinkling, making all the noise. All right. I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby in the curry colorway. Ooh, that's the color. It's still a little bit lighter on camera, but I have 4 skeins of this, and I'm going to be using this to make another summer top. I bought this with plans to make another summertime tank, which is a pattern by Tony Lipsy, which I wore on the podcast last week. So if you want to see that, that's where you can see it. I haven't done my finished object photos of it yet. So yeah, the plan was to make another one of those. But as I have realized I do regularly, is I say, oh man, I really like this pattern, I'm going to make another one in a different color. And then I don't, because I'm like, I already did that. I want to do something different. So what I think I'm going to do with this is take the inspiration and the excitement for a summer top and create my own, because I have like a ton of stitch dictionaries, like current stitch dictionaries as well as vintage ones in my collection. And like, since I made both the summertime tank and the summertime tee, I feel like I should be able to like take the inspiration of that type of fit and create something myself. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this. Like I said, I have 4 skeins, and we're going to go from there. Luckily for me, luckily and sadly for me, Florida does not believe in fall at all. Like, Florida's just like, fall what? Yeah, it's still summer here. It's gonna be summer until January. So I'll be able to still wear this for quite a bit longer, even though we're about to be into September. So that is a maker plan as well as a stash position. I got this at Hobby Lobby when all of the yarn was 30% off. There you go. That's the only maker plan that I have, I think. Yeah, that's the only maker plan that I have. So the rest of the things I'm going to show you are stash positions. I went to Walmart the other day, and they were clearancing some yarn. Why? I don't know. So this is the Comfy Cotton Blend. It was on clearance for $3.50, so I got 2 of these. This is the yarn that I used for my Susanna Racerback, which is a pattern by Elizabeth Desamore. And I actually made 2. The first one I made was too big, so I decided to take it in with my sewing machine, which was a poor choice. So then I made a second one in the correct size, and I just haven't seamed it because we know how I feel about seaming. So yeah, I got 2 of these because I do love a good gray. And I figure, like, this was all when I was thinking, like, designing my own kind of summer Florida appropriate top. So I got 2 of those. Oh, this is 50% cotton and 50% polyester. The I Love This Cotton is 100% cotton. And then the other one I got is the Mandala, this is not Mandela, Mandala ombre. I've been wanting to try this yarn, but I didn't really have like a plan. And I try not to buy yarn if I don't have a plan for it, especially like if it's like a regular price thing. I'm like, but it was on clearance for $3.50 as well. And I got 2 of these. This is the Cool colorway. It's 100% acrylic, class as a 4, but we know who knows what that could actually be. But this is what it looks like. I actually haven't seen this yarn worked up, so I don't know if it is like ombre, no, if it's a smooth transition between the colors or if it's like stripes. You know what I mean? I feel like if they call something an ombre, it should gradiate smoothly, but who knows? So if you've worked with this before, can you just like comment down below and let me know if it's like a smooth transition or if it's like stark lines. I failed. I was just about to say I tried to get 2 that were like the same, but this one has black on the outside and this one does not. So I didn't do too, I mean, it's not a whole lot that it's different, but so I could match these up if I wanted to go through that. So yeah, as you can see, I was in a gray mood when I bought these. Yes, there's one more yarn that I wanted to show you, but I just realized I left it inside. BRB. All right, I had to get ice for my drink too. Anywho, so I got the yarn that I wanted to show you, and miraculously, I'm outside for 2 seconds and there's already vegetable matter on it. I got another skein of Remix Light in this really pretty red colorway. Does it have a name? Nope. So I used this Remix Light brand and blend in my retreat shawl. Yes, my retreat shawl by Dawn Henderson, and I really liked the way that it worked up. I've also heard that when it blocks, it's even more drapey and luxurious. I have not blocked mine yet, but it is on my list of things to do. But since I really liked it so much with working with it, I decided to go ahead and get another color. I think now I have all of the colors that my local yarn shop has. So there's that. This is a blend of 100% recycled fibers. It is 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, and 9% linen. So definitely a Florida appropriate blend. So this one might end up being like some sort of top, but I do have a like hunter green color. So holiday sweater? Who knows? But I got this when I was hanging out in my local yarn shop with a yarning friend from the internet. So Amanda, who is Origami Stripes on Instagram, was in town, and we met up. So we had lunch at a really nice vegan restaurant in the area. So if you're ever in Central Florida and you like vegan food, it's called Dejan Eats. Yes, Dejan Eats. I will link them down below because it was really, really good. I'm a vegetarian who has had just bad experiences with vegan food. So I'm always kind of like, when it comes to vegan food, but it was really, really good. So it gets thumbs up from me. So while Amanda and I were hanging out in the yarn shop, I also picked up these books. We were in Knit in Longwood, and Marnie, who is the shop owner, has a little section in the back of the store where she has like old pattern books, and she sells them for $1. So I went through and I found these 3 that I really liked. There is this one, that one, and that one. So I'm like really stepping forward in my color work love, and I'm excited. I'm excited to work with these. And then look at this little sweater. That's really cute. I think all the patterns in this book are DK and worsted weight. So cool. That is everything that I bought from that yarn shop when I was hanging out with Amanda. She did also give me a couple gifts. So the first one is these ants. I tell you, they are so rowdy. This. It is the complete book of knitting and crochet, Golden Hands. I love old like yarn craft books because the photography and the posing is just so extra, and it makes me laugh on the inside. Let me see, there is this one picture in here where I was just like, oh my gosh, can you get any cheesier? And of course I can't find it when I want to find it and talk about this. I'm sorry, this is not what I'm talking about, but that is a full like knit outfit. Pants, top. Is there an undershirt? Probably. Is this knit or crochet? This is knit. That's commitment. I don't think I have that much commitment to any yarn to make. And it's long sleeves, long sleeve, long pants. Cannot, shall not. But no, I can't find the picture, but it was like one of those ones where like, this is not it, but this is the vibe. What is this leg doing? I'm sure she got a cramp after this picture. I hope they only had to take this picture once. Guaranteed they had to take it multiple times, but hunty. But I do love these old, oh, that ant is huge. Get off my stuff. Go away. We're good. I thought he jumped into the yarn. He didn't. I have completely forgotten what I was talking about because that ant was gigantic. But yeah, I love having these old vintage books because a lot of the times they'll have different like stitch patterns and stuff. And I really like that. Sometimes when I'm looking at like current stitch dictionaries, they repeat a lot of the same patterns. So like when you find an old one, sometimes you're able to find different patterns or different stitches that are like not so run-of-the-mill that you see nowadays. Seriously? It's raining. What? Ah! I'm out of breath. And I totally could have stayed under that tree. Now outside feels like a sauna. Like straight up sauna. Just that quick. Just that quick. Florida, you need to get on the good foot with this podcasting. You need to understand when I'm outside with the video stuff, you can't just be busting out with rain. Okay? Florida hates yarn. Florida hates yarn. Okay. All right, people. What was I talking about before I got rained out? The book. Amanda gave me this awesome book. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Amanda. She also brought a gift for me from Tina, who is another viewer of this podcast. So, hi, Tina. And thank you so much for this yarn. This is... Oh, that was a derpy face. Blue Barn Fiber in the Grinch colorway. I am so excited about this. So, I think this is going to be socks, possibly, with red heels, toes, and cuffs. Possibly. That's what I'm thinking now. But who knows? This is definitely gonna be like chilling in my stash for a little bit just because I think it's so awesome. Mr. Grinch, he is my favorite. I have been wearing my Grinch pajamas, which you would have seen if you looked at my Instagram. I've just been head to toe in Grinch wear, and I'm completely cool with it. There was also a matching stitch marker or progress keeper that she said I think used to be an earring in a past life. But that's in the house because I took everything and ran like a mad woman. You saw. So thank you again so much, Tina, for this gift. I really appreciate it. And yes, so the last thing that I purchased for Stash Positions that I wanted to show you guys was this pin. This is the Jelly Bean pin from Yards of Happiness. And look at her little self in her little doggy sweater. Dana, who runs the Yards of Happiness blog as well as the Yards of Happiness podcast, recently had these pins made. And when I looked at it on the internet, I was like, oh man, that kind of looks like Tootie. Like, so I tried to take a picture of Tootie with the pin, but she was not having it. Like, I really feel like she thinks that the camera is going to steal her little puppy soul or something, because she's always like, nope, 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 nope. Unless there's like treats involved, then she will sit still. But if there's no treats, you're not getting a picture of Tootie. So yes, I got this pen. I had to. I'm a dog lover. And it looks like Tootie. And I want to knit them Christmas sweaters this year. Like proper sweaters. Like last year, I crocheted them some sweaters, but it was kind of like a slapdash, last minute kind of thing. And they weren't quality sweaters. This year, I want to do it properly. Like if I crochet the sweaters or if I knit the sweaters, whatever, it doesn't matter, but I want them to like look nice. Because last year was kind of like, I see where you were going, but you didn't quite get there. So yeah, Dana has a really good blog post about how to scale a people pattern to doggy measurements. So like if you look on her Instagram, she has all of these pictures of her and Jellybean in matching sweaters, and I just want to be her when I grow up. The end. So yeah, that is everything for Stash Positions. I do have a pattern that I wanted to mention, and it was a pattern that was actually gifted to me by the designer. Her name is Schira. Schira? I'll write it down, but she is the designer behind Imagined Landscapes. And she donated a copy of her Oh Gnome You Didn't mystery pattern to the podcast. She also gifted me a copy. So she sent me in the message, she was like, you know, if you want to do a giveaway, that's really great. I really like your podcast, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I don't know if the timing is good. If it's not, it's cool. But as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, the Quirky Monday Craftcast 3rd birthday is right around the corner. So that is going to be one of the main prizes for our 3rd Podiversary giveaway. So I will come up with a prompt and things, and I will have a thread for it on Ravelry. Yes, I'm going to do the thread on Ravelry just because it's easier to keep everything together. I will make a Ravelry thread for the 3rd Podiversary giveaway, and there's actually quite a few prizes. So we have the Oh Gnome You Didn't pattern by Schira of Imagined Landscapes. It's also it's for sale, of course, on her Ravelry, and I think she has a code, like a discount code. So if you want to jump in with the mystery knit along, you definitely can. I think it starts on September 1st. So look at that timing. So there's that pattern will be in there for a winner. There's also, of course, going to be a Quirky Monday Crafts bag. I'm going to be doing a medium size space bag because I love my space themed fabrics, and whenever I do a giveaway with my bag, I always go for the space fabrics because they just make me so happy. So I love working with them and sharing them with you guys. So there will be a medium sized Quirky Monday Crafts bag up for grabs in that giveaway. We also have 2 more physical prizes. We have this, and both of these prizes were donated by viewers of the podcast. So thank you so much for donating and for viewing and for making this giant giveaway possible. This is a weaving kit. It is a Fiesta Loom by Nueva Vida and Sherry Bingaman. Yes. And you can make this bookmark. So that's what you make, and it has instructions. It says this kit contains reusable foam core loom, metal tapestry needle, buttons, and enough assorted natural and hand-dyed yarns to weave 3 one-of-a-kind bracelets or bookmarks. I can't read. So that's all the goodies that are in there. They also have their email and Etsy shop, so if you want to check them out, there you go. So that will be one prize in the giveaway. And then this is the next prize for the giveaway. I was given a couple books by a viewer of the podcast, and this was one of them. It's called Big Knits. It's 20 stylish designer knits in generous sizes using Rowan yarn by Martin Story. Now, the designs in this book, I was looking at the measurements and everything, and they are all larger than me. So I wanted to share that with someone who could benefit from this, you know, more than I could. And then I also put 6 skeins of the Lion Brand jeans yarn. This is the yarn that I used for my summertime tank as well as my summertime tee. I really like it. It's nice, it's soft. I like the color. It's a nice light blue color. It's the faded colorway. And yeah, so I checked the yardage, and using these 6 skeins, you should have enough to make quite a few of the patterns in the book. Of course, you don't have to use the yarn for the patterns in the book. You can do whatever you want. You're a grown up. But yeah, I thought that it would be nice to put them together. And 5 of these skeins were donated by a viewer of the podcast. The 6th one I went and picked up myself because it fit in the bag. So yes, that is going to be a prize for the giveaway. Yeah, so if I decide to put anything else in there, or if I come up with any patterns that I want to give away as well, or if you would like to donate a pattern to this giveaway, send me a message on Ravelry. Man, these bugs just tore me up. Ooh. Oh, my legs are on fire. Yeah, send me a message on Ravelry. Like I said, I will put I will start a thread on Ravelry, so definitely go check that. I am going to keep this open from now until September 1st. So it will close on Quirky Monday's 3rd birthday. That way, whoever wins the pattern for the Oh Gnome You Didn't, they'll be able to join in the mystery knit along on time. Yes. Yeah. That was really scattered. I'm sorry. I hope it made sense. I'm just super excited about all of this. Like, I'm just really excited. I'm excited to be here. But yes, so the last thing that I have is Kalisha and the Babe. And as you can see, it's just chilling out next to me right here. This is some fiber that I finished spinning yesterday. This fiber has quite the story. So I used to live in Huntsville, Alabama. And in Huntsville, there is a thrift store called Thrift Mart. And that was my favorite thrift store, probably because it was the closest one to my college and then to my apartment after I graduated. But it was my favorite thrift store. And I was in there so much that the employees knew me. And whenever I bought like really big clothes or something, they'd be like, oh, what are you gonna make out of that? Because they knew that I was like really big in like upcycling or deconstruction and reconstruction and stuff like that. So one of the things that I found at Thrift Mart was a woven dream catcher type thing. I'll put up a picture of it. So I found this, it's I think 7 years ago. Yeah, I found it in June of 2012. And I found it right after I had learned to spin on a drop spindle for the first time. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh man, you know, I could definitely use this fiber as practice fiber with my learning to spin and stuff like that. So I bought it, I deconstructed it, took it all apart, rolled all the fibers up. I did the burn test on all of the fibers, and they came out to be some sort of animal fiber. I'm assuming wool. Well, I'm assuming this one is wool. The other ones had kind of a different texture, so I don't really know what they are, but they are definitely animal fiber or protein fiber. So this is what I got. It's I think I had like 87 yards of a 2-ply. It's not a consistent spin. I'm completely fine with that. It's not as prickly as many of the other natural fibers that I have spun so far, so I don't know what it is. I feel like I could wear this as a hat, cover my hair, and then wear a hat. But what I think I want to do with this is try my hand at dyeing hand spun. So that's what this is going to be. I don't know what I can make out of 87 yards of a, we'll say on the average it's about a worsted weight on average. Not sure, but I will definitely be looking for a pattern for this. But I think I want to dye it like a golden yellow, just because that color is talking to me these days. And I think that this would lend itself to that color really well because it's already a cream. Yeah. But y'all, let me tell you, when I washed this, like I knew it was going to be dirty because I got it in a thrift store and it was already old, but I wasn't prepared. The water after I washed it the first time was brown. So gross. I washed it with dish soap because I was like, you know what? Whatever's in there, we about to get this out. I was like scrubbing it. I'm really surprised that it did not felt because I was agitating this thing. And I washed it in like the hottest water my hands could take. But it came out really, really nice. Yeah. There we go. And that's all I have for Kalisha and the babe. I haven't started spinning my bat yet because I decided to spin this. And yeah. So now my spinning wheel is empty. My bobbins are ready to try my hand at spinning that bat. And if you want to know what bat I'm talking about, check out last week's episode. I showed it in all of its glory. And that's everything, guys. It looks like more storm clouds are on their way. I'm actually going to try to get inside before the downpour. Yeah, those look like rain clouds over there. Yeah, there's thunder off in the distance. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here today. I know today was kind of a long one. Hopefully I'll be able to cut it down, or you know, if it's a little bit longer, then it balances out last week because last week was short, right? Leave a comment down below of something positive that happened to you. Share those bright spots. Share those bright spots. And comment on each other's bright spots. Have conversations. Talk to your neighbor. Talk amongst yourselves. Thank you so much for being a part of my universe. I'm gonna go inside and put rubbing alcohol all over my legs because they are on fire right now. Bye.